Hello again, this is Zephyr, and we're going to continue on with this character, Slice and Dice. If you haven't played Diablo 1 in a while, you may have noticed that load screen there. It said new game versus load game. If you do new game, what it does is it resets the world, which means everything on the ground here would be gone, all the monsters would be regenerated. Until you do that, the monsters are not regenerated. So that's kind of what this is all about here. Where are we at? We got a bunch of scrolls. I'm just gonna throw them on the ground because I just don't care. Got a lot of town portals, which is nice. Cool. Okay, last we had just found some rings, so we do have a chance to hit of 16%. It is linear. So going from 107 to 123, purely linear, it just cuts 16% off of the opponent. Now, this kind of became a problem, I think. This is where Diablo 1 mechanics kind of break down. If you have enough chance to hit, you just hit. It is capped, I believe, at least in Diablo 2, probably in Diablo 1. It is capped at 95% in Diablo 2. Not 100% sure if that's capped in Diablo 1. So your armor class just adds to that. So I think the default is something like 50 and then plus your armor class, or maybe it's like 20 plus your armor class. I didn't check on that. And then of course you have block chance, which is not listed. And last time I talked about how block chance is just basically almost entirely just your dexterity. There's some like monster level or character level in there. So if the enemy is higher level than you, your block chance goes down against them. And so you need higher dexterity or whatever. I don't think there's anything other than dexterity that affects that. There might be a stat that gives extra block, but I don't recall seeing it in the notes. So, do we have any quests? Butcher, Garbod, and then Valor. So we do have Arcane's Valor. Very nice. It has fastest hit recovery. So there was a question posed on my last video about hit recovery and how that works. And I will say that it just kind of does. Everything in Diablo 1 and Diablo 2 is frame locked, if you aren't aware. So in Diablo 1, I actually don't know what the frame rate is. It's probably like 18 or something. I think that's what StarCraft 1 was. 18 frames a second or something. We're going to go back to the Butcher, and we're going to go see if we can kill him. Going to do some backtracking today. Anyway, there's actually 3 different versions of fast hit recovery. Give me just a second here. I'm trying to actually have some notes ready and some mild scripting here of like what I want to talk about. So it's a little bit of an experiment of how to do this. I currently only have one screen and can't have another screen open. So using my phone for notes. So there's 3 tiers of hit recovery. This one says fastest, and they do override each other. So if you have fast, we want to go around the other way. If you have fastest hit recovery, it overrides faster hit recovery, and faster hit recovery overrides fast hit recovery. Each one of these, as a tier, reduces your hit recovery by 0.05. So a 20th of a frame. Maybe that's the frame rate, 20 frames a second. So maybe it's just 1 frame, something like that. So since I have fastest hit recovery, my character is the rogue. She has... Should have saved before I opened that door. Can I close it? There we go. There we go. And we have really high dexterity, so we're just gonna beat him silly.
The dead are now avenged.
You know how much damage that thing does. Too bad it's not one-handed. Butcher was not a nice guy. There you go. Ugly scene there. Keep going down. That's the down. Go find Garbot again. I believe he's on floor 4 or 5. You have to basically just walk out of the scene and then walk back, and he refreshes. He's just waiting for you to trigger not being in the region. But yeah, 0.05 seconds or 1/20th of a second doesn't sound like much, but if you've ever played Diablo, you'll know that that's actually a pretty big deal. And so yeah, if you do get hit while you're in hit recovery, I believe in both Diablo 1 and... Oh, we have King Leoric's tomb. Let's do that too. Backtracking because it's easier.
Warmth of life has entered my tomb. Prepare yourself, mortal, to serve my master for eternity.
I do love the... Like, that one wasn't so much a one-liner, but I do love the sort of one-liners that come with different things. We just did Butcher, of course, and he's got the famous line now of just, fresh meat. And, cannot go through that. There's no door. We are massively over-leveled, so that is... It's going to be an easy ride here. That opens the door. That's not clickable. Interesting. I wonder if it's because the lever is there, or if it's just part of the lever. I don't remember, but that's really interesting. That's not clickable. The thing there. And then the Leoric, the warmth of life enters my tomb. He continues on a little bit there. He's a little bit more ranty like me. Threatening you with a good time. Yeah, so they're just not clickable because the thing next to them is designed to be the clickable portion. Interesting. Limitations. Or just designs. Wow, that was huge. Really should carry scrolls to identify. I'm just going to toss that preemptively. I wonder what that's going to be. This is a helmet, but it's a low roll, and this is a skull cap, and I think that's a high roll. I think it's a regular hat is like 1 to 3, and then a skull cap I think is like 3 to 5 maybe, or 3 to 4. Anyway. But yeah, just those iconic little voice lines, and they don't interrupt your gameplay, they're just kind of there. Maybe Leoric should have waited a second to actually say it and let you actually enter his inner tomb, but... Oh, these are not clickable either. Look at how big he is. Look how big he is. We want to just kind of pull him. He resurrects things, so, yeah, we just kind of want to pull him. This is where having a sword kind of hurts, because it does that reduce damage. Like, we are massively over-leveled for this, and he is, He can't hit me, though, which is kind of funny. So the fastest hit recovery means that we're getting 0.15 seconds off of our of our hit recovery. But generally we're getting hit in our shield. That soft clank is the shield. There we go. The undead crown.
I'll find your son.
Undead crown. If you're playing in single player mode, you will always get a unique from each quest. I believe every quest has a unique to it, including story quests. And then quests themselves are actually random. There's a pool of up to 3. I'm just gonna kill everything in this room now. Might as well, right? Up to 3 quests in each pool. Some of the story quests are guaranteed. Naturally, Kill Diablo is the last one, so that one's guaranteed. So many archers. Skeletons don't run away as much as other stuff, strangely. And our block chance is just crazy high. Long staff. There's a door over there we want to go through, probably. Okay. Sorry, I'm just checking on making sure the recording is working correctly here. I've had issues with this game. Fastest hit recovery does not affect our blocking, so even though we have this really high block chance or hit recovery value, we're actually blocking most of these attacks, which causes a problem for us. We are constantly in a block stun.
I can't carry anymore.
Wow, that's a lot of stuff. I'll just do this. Probably had a town portal, and I just kind of deleted it there by doing that. Who knows? Come here, Kane.
Hello, my friend. Stay a while and listen.
Yeah. Famous line there. Butcher's Cleaver. Skull Cap. -2 from enemies. Before I get into some of these items, let's say here. There is an interesting little thing about hit recovery. So first of all, it's only triggered if you take a certain amount of damage. In Diablo 1, that damage is greater than or equal to your current level. Now, it sounds kind of weird, but level actually means something in some of the older Diablo games, where it actually affects your combat stuff, your combat scores and stuff. So if I take 13 or more damage in a single hit, doesn't matter what, I will go into hit recovery and then trigger the faster hit recovery of Arcane's Valor. Fastest hit recovery. But it will not help my blocking. Blocking is a different stun in both Diablo 1 and Diablo 2, which have block stun. Diablo 2 Resurrected, I believe, has removed that almost entirely. You still have a timer on your block. It still doesn't work while you're, quote, blocking. And it'll play the animation and sounds and stuff, but I think D2R actually removed block stun entirely. And I have mixed feelings about that, one of which is the fact that the Paladin, he has Holy Shield, and Holy Shield reduces his block speed, like makes it better. It makes it like 2 frames, like really, really easily 2 frames. You don't need much faster block speed. And so it makes it like 2 frames, and I think you can actually get it down to 1 frame, but you have to have a massive amount of block speed. I'm not sure if that's actually physically possible in the game, but I think animation-wise it is. So every other class basically suffered from their block animations so long that block stun is just so prevalent. In Diablo 1, you know, we're talking about maybe 0.2, 0.3 block stun, but in Diablo 2, it was stuff like 0.5, 0.6 block stun. It's really high. So it's pretty bad, and especially something like the werebear or were-druid or whatever. If you're in like shifted form, your block is just like garbage. I think werebear is really bad, and then werewolf actually has a faster block speed, but those models are like a different state of existence, a modal state, and so like their model is customed to all their stats and animations. So you actually have to like go in and like change their animation stuff to change any of that in the base game if you're modding. And I've modded stuff in Diablo 2 pretty heavily before. I've messed with the with a custom made animator as well in there, but it's not really that interesting or fun. Block speed does exist. It's only one tier, and the default block for the warrior is 0.1. And if you wear a fast block shield, which we don't currently have, doesn't matter what class you are, it brings it down to 0.1. So a warrior doesn't want fast block because it's useless. It doesn't seem good or fair or whatever, but it's just what it is. It's just useless because it brings it down to 0.1. And if we...
What ails you, my friend?
Something about the devolution mod is every time you talk to a Pippin, he auto heals you. I think you can turn that off, but it's just a simple thing. So they remove his heal me button, and he just automatically heals you. And I wasn't like crazy low, so it doesn't really matter that much. But yeah, block speed is just one tier, and so the rogue is 0.2 seconds of block stun, and the sorcerer is 0.3. I don't play Hellfire, so I'm not going to talk about Hellfire. I don't have any experience with it. I just have like notes from the big note guide thing, Geralf's guide, which is where I'm getting a lot of this information is Geralf's guide. No idea how that's pronounced, but that's how I'm going to pronounce it. So yeah, if we can get a better shield that automatically that has that fast block, we'll have the best block in the game, because the best block is automatically given as long as you have that stat. Let's look at our items here. Unusual item damage and altered durability. So Diablo 1 did a lot of stuff with durability. Diablo 2 didn't really play with it. And both games, in my opinion, kind of get to a point where durability no longer matters. Again, a lot of mechanics in Diablo 1 I have really mixed feelings, because it's one of those, they're great until they kind of go to the extreme and break down. So like hit percentage kind of breaks down. Armor class kind of does the same thing because it's the same way. So you need like a massive amount of armor to not get hit, because the enemy has a massive amount of 2 hit because it's scaling linearly. And then Diablo 2 takes this way out of the ballpark, in my opinion, and makes 2 hit chance just so crazy hard to get, high values, and then that's wrapped up in a bunch of skills. And if you're not playing Do2R and you're playing like an Amazon or something, a bunch of the bow skills have hit percentage bonuses that don't work. None of them work because it just throws it away in the code. It's like, I think it calculates it or something, or it looks to calculate it, and then it just doesn't. And it's just like it's just an old bug. It's fixed in D2R as far as I'm aware. But yeah, the Amazon has, so anything in Diablo 2 original or legacy that has bonus hit chance on ranged attacks, it breaks down. It doesn't add anything to it. It's just not useful. Purely due to a bug. And we might want one of those. Anyways, we do have these though. But yeah, item durability, also kind of one of those things that breaks down. So you start off with things with like, you know, I don't know, 10 or 5 or whatever durability. And then you get into these kind of items up in here where crown has 50 durability. I don't know why a crown has 50 durability. It's probably made of, you know, gold. it's gonna be just completely garbage, but whatever. That might be good. This might be good. I'm not sure which one's better. I mean, the armor class is crazy good, but so yeah, the Butcher's Cleaver has unusual damage, as it says. Let's go back here because I can't see it. Uniques always have this pop-up in Diablo 1. 10 to strength, unusual item damage, and alter durability. The unusual item damage is basically just kind of a max damage in this case. This cleaver probably normally does like 4 to 7 or 4 to 6 or 3 to 5 or something like that. I don't know. And then the idea is that its value is cut short by having lower durability. When they say altered, they usually mean lowered. And a lot of uniques in Diablo 1 are like this. I really like Diablo 1's unique structure, where you have these trade-offs, these huge trade-offs potentially in some of the uniques. Not all of them. This one's not really a huge trade-off. Life-stealing and high armor class, but it's just life-stealing. It's nothing else. So high durability, and it is guaranteed as long as you kill the boss in single player. So it's good. It's good stuff. But yeah, you can see like this staff of Holy Bolt has 25 durability max, 35 durability max, 30 durability max, 20 durability max, 50 durability max, 24, 44, 40 out of 40, and 20 there. So let's... I don't want to sell any of this because I don't know which helmet I really want. Let's just repair what I'm wearing here. We'll repair that too. But what I mean by the durability breaks down is that eventually it gets so high that you really just stop interacting with the mechanic. And a mechanic that you completely stop interacting with is not bad, but it's just one of those things where it becomes almost a nuisance because it's no longer, it's not a real tax on your equipment anymore. It's not really a thing you pay attention to. You've overcome it, which is nice. There is a certain level of accomplishment from getting better gear and overcoming this mechanic of durability. Other games abandon it entirely. Only Diablo 1 and Diablo 2 have it. Diablo 3 kind of had it, where if you died, it just like cut your durability by 10 or 20% or something, and then your stuff would break and you'd have to go repair it. But gold was very plentiful and it didn't matter at all. So in Diablo 3, I think it's a mechanic that just doesn't mean anything. And in Diablo 1 and 2, I've always loved it, but I've come to feel that maybe I love it for the wrong reasons. I love it for what it could be and not what it is. Maybe. Again, I'm just going to kind of throw some stuff on the ground because it's magical. Just going to throw this on the ground. If I'm going to wear something, it's probably this. -2 damage from enemies. If you have minus damage in Diablo 1 and 2, that will reduce damage to the point that you won't take hit recovery, that you won't go into stagger. So this is actually a really strong... So many things. So many things. I doubt either of these is going to be good enough to compete with a unique. But anyway. But yeah, if you can get your damage reduced below the threshold to stagger, then you won't stagger, which is actually huge. So the -3 damage from enemies there, or the -2 here, they do stack up additively. And in Diablo 1, as far as I'm aware, the damage cannot drop below 1. There's a minimum damage of 1. Which, unless you're level 1, will always prevent you from taking a hit recovery. We'll see if we can find Garbled. Maybe it was this floor. No, it's probably the next floor. There he is. Hey, buddy.
Something for you I am making. Again, not kill Garbad. Live and give good. You'll take.
Now
He
where
gave me
can
a
I put
buckler.
this?
Okay, let's see here. Altered durability. So probably reduced or increased. I'm not sure which. Split skull shield. I think it's just a regular shield, so it's probably a reduced durability. Armor class 10. Pretty good. Hit points 10. Pretty good. 2 to strength. Eh. So what? And minus 10 light radius. Just gonna put this on. And we'll just say goodbye to this shield because I don't need it anymore. It wasn't even magical.
Something for.
If we walk away, though, come back, we should be able to fight him.
Nothing yet. Almost done.
Okay, walk away again. I've mentioned it before, but light radius in Diablo 1...
Too good for you. Bad.
Easy peasy.
Impressed.
Oh, potion of healing. And we leveled up. Nice. Okay, so far we're not running into items that require strength. We will eventually need strength for some of our armors, probably. Get some more dexterity. So dexterous. Okay. I think we beat that already. Looks like this is where we were. Forward, adventurer. Ever forward. But yeah, this actually reduces the aggro range of enemies. So if you can see them, they can see you in Diablo 1. And so if you can actually get your light radius super, super low, enemies will only aggro you if they're in this radius. Really, really small radius here. Trying to see what my actual light radius currently is. I think it's about here right now. So you can kind of see that these two squares light up when I take it off. Anyways, I think there's an amulet, and I think you can just get random rings with negative light radius. I think torches and town portals and stuff, their light, I think, also breaks this. So you have to be careful about that, I think. Oh, we got a quest. What is the quest? Oh, hey, Death Shade. Holy cow, he's fast. Where's he going? He doesn't know. He doesn't know where he's going. He's lost. I think he's doing some kind of charge, maybe? A couple enemies in Diablo 1 have charge. It's really neat.
I can't carry anymore.
Yeah, we got unique mace. That could be good, actually. We'll have to see. Let's go back to town. So much junk. But it's worth it. It's worth checking it out. Sad that this doesn't have a block recovery, because that would be just too perfect timing.
Stay a while and listen.
Okay, let's see here. I've always pronounced this Cyverb. But it could be Siverb. It is... I don't know. I don't think it's very good. -5 dexterity, -2 to magic, and you get plus 200% damage to demons. So You do tons of damage when you come across like one of those clan, the Goatmen, and some other stuff, but nothing really else. Fun fact though, Cyberb is actually Brevik. I believe it's mildly changed in how it's spelled, but it's Brevik spelled backwards. David Brevik is one of the major creators of Diablo 1 and also Diablo 2. So, and there's two Schaefers that I think were co-owners of Blizzard North. So, yeah. Anyways, it's not like terrible damage, and 5 dexterity is not going to hurt us. Not really. And if maybe we had gotten it earlier instead of like, I don't know, now. Anyway. Just want to point out how many uniques we do have. Uniques were kind of the rares of Diablo 1. There are no rares in Diablo 1. 8 to Vitality. Not going to use that. Ooh, Club of the Sky. Good, +1 all attributes type thing, but
Well, what can I do?
not super useful in that context. No, we don't want to sell that. We want to buy. There's a plus 40% light radius. We do not want that for sure. There's that resist all. That's so good. All attributes. So sky is the lower one, moon is the next one up. So +6, or it can roll up to 10. Claymore of the Moon plus all attributes. That would be not shabby. Club of the Bat. I think we've seen that one. Ringmail, 19 armor. Well, if we didn't have the unique, that'd be pretty good. Resist magic would be helpful against a bunch of ranged enemies as well. We already repaired stuff. Let's go back. We haven't progressed very far, but we've done a ton of quests. So these are the ones that are done apparently, and then these are where we're at, kinda. Let's save. But the small axe does not actually allow you to one-hand it. Ugh. This is going to be fun. These guys actually do walk backwards every time they shoot. Oh, I was going to mention earlier, fastest hit recovery, while it overrides the lower ones, where each one gives 0.05 and then they override each other, so it's the highest value in total. If you wear all 3 of them in, apparently, Diablo, but not Hellfire, you wear all 3 of them, it actually takes you to a 4th level of 0.2 less. Jeez. Stop hitting my shield. Stop it. Which is kind of neat. I think it was maybe meant to be a secret at the time. I think a lot of old games, especially, you know, it's kind of one of the things I think Dark Souls is popular for, is just things weren't handed to you. You had to experiment or discover it on, you know, in like a newsletter from your buddy. Old school Nintendo Power type stuff. Hey, let's not go through that door yet. Come here. Come here. Yeah. Yeah, come over here. Pull you over here. It just meant that you could do really weird things in games because no one was going to find out about it. You had to really be devoted to trying to figure it out. Strangely, I think that was kind of the goal behind Runewords, but there was no real way to figure it out other than just doing it, which I don't think people liked. It was technically on the internet. In the early days of, you know, Diablo 2, the internet was still pretty young. But you know, kind of that experimentation kind of design. Because it would have had to have been coded. Like, I don't think it would have been accidental that all three of them being put on is somehow a fourth tier. I would think it couldn't be accidental. There's all sorts of things that can happen in code, though. Yeah, this helmet, this lifestealing is massive. I just want to point that out. We just took like 4 hits there, and we were just at the same health, basically. Lifesteal is, again, one of those things that kind of broke in more so Diablo 2. As you get crazier and crazier damage. Oh my gosh. If I can just get a hit in. There we go. So like Diablo 2, they had to reduce it. It gets cut in half in like Nightmare. I mean, maybe they do that in this one too. I'm not actually sure on that, but lifestealing, I have no idea what that value is because it's not telling me. But I think it starts around, you know, 3% or something. And it might have like a minimum of 1. Like I just got 1 from hitting that guy, and I don't know what I have for the number, but 1 is still pretty high. Where is this going? It's a dead end. Oh, but yeah, we healed a ton there. You know, just between 1 and I think 3 even for a hit there. But yeah, lifesteal is one of those things that's just impossible to... Not impossible, just really complicated to balance. Diablo 2 specifically went through a bunch of changes over the years. And... Okay, we have different doors. What's this one? That's down to level 7. That's probably up to something else. Go see. That's probably Halls of the Blind or something. Chamber of Bone. Chamber of Bone. Which means skeletons. Which means we get to do half damage. Hooray.
I can't carry anymore.
I'm just gonna start, you know, moving stuff around here. I don't know. Ring mail. What's the 17? Sorry, that drop and reorganized my inventory. Kind of lost my train of thought. There's some invisible enemies down here, by the way. The unseen actually go invisible. Really neat stuff. very creative, old school stuff. I think you can get away with that a lot easier when you have slower paced gameplay. I don't think you can get away with like just super invisible enemies in like a fast paced action RPG or whatever. And I find that kind of sad and disappointing in a lot of ways. And same thing, these horned demons, they're charge beasts. They can charge from like a screen away, and if they hit you, I think it's a guaranteed stun. Either that or just more damage, I'm not sure which. It's trying to tell me that there's a hole in the wall right there. This is weird. So much death. Look at all these skeletons. Look at all these skeletons. They can't even... So many of them. We'll just stand here for a few seconds, I guess. Luckily, I two-shot them. Oh, I was talking about, like, secrets in games. That's what it was. Eh. Feel like I need to sing a song or something. Benny Hill doesn't fit, though. Too slow for that. Almost done. Almost done. Like chopping wood. Except by using a sword. Oh, I was also talking about lifesteal. I think lifesteal is really cool when it like kind of works just how you expect it to. But it gets out of control when you start changing things. Specifically damage and health and scaling them up too fast. If your damage is scaling faster than your health by, you know, say a ratio of 10, even, then you have to start chopping the value of it down. Even Path of Exile has to chop this down, as they're trying to avoid the same issues. Come on, come through the door. Come here. Here, boy. Now I need skeletal dogs. Sure, that exists already, but... Yeah, in an ARPG, but I need them right here. Oh, there's still more. They just had to see me. That might have been an amulet. No, it was bow. We still don't have an amulet. This is... I'm sad. Scroll of healing, don't care. These things don't care. Just go in here and... Door in here. Hello there, horned demon. He wandered away and probably went invisible. There we go. I do think you can hit them while they're invisible, but they are truly invisible. Unlike, say, I think the Gloams or whatever in Diablo 2. Cast that once. Here, I want to see our spellbook. At some point we learned Firebolt and Holy Bolt, and now we have Guardian. This is a quest reward, so it's... I don't know if there's even a magic requirement to it. Can't remember... Is there a level to it? I'm gonna go look. Let's go look. Let's go look. There is levels to it. Okay. Neato, neato. We're so tanky. We do have to take things one or two at a time because that block's done, but we are so tanky. Ring.
Now where would I put
Oh my
this?
gosh. Give me the ring. Give me the other ring. Yeah. You don't have any room. Can't just put it on your fingers or something. Okay, I'm going to get rid of this for the large shield. And... sure, I'll just throw that on the ground. Oh, hey, that hurts me. Neat. Not mana shield. Although I have been tempted to potentially go mana shield eventually. Go back to firebolt, just for the sake of it. This lifesteal is just so good though. But yeah, like Path of Exile goes as far as actually putting a timer on your lifesteal, so that your lifesteal is based on a certain amount of percentage of your max health, and there's a maximum amount in the pool, and then you gain a certain percentage of the pool per second, or something like that, a percentage of your max health within the pool per second. It's not as complicated as I'm tripping over it, but it's just one of those things where that's how they balance it, because it's just hard to balance. Resist all. And armor 8. We're gonna keep that. I don't know if it's worth... Resist all 20%. There are 3 damage types. Resist all would put us at 38. That is linear. Yay! We have an amulet. It's kind of bad. High durability. Chance to hit 16. Oh, we rolled the exact same percentage chance to hit. There's our resist all ring. We could do 14 vitality. I think that's 28 health. I don't know what number that is. 92 to 21 health? 21 health, apparently. The health might be better than the resist all at this point in time. I'm going to keep these as well. Throw them over here. I think I'm going to keep the undead crown. We'll sell this helmet. It's a really good helmet, but I'll just sell it. I mean, I probably should just sell this too. It's just so not worth it. Every ringmail, 40% resist magic, and nothing of value was lost. Yeah, but in like Diablo 2, this health right here, this would actually help our hit recovery. Oh, I have books. Get rid of these books. And this thing here. And mana shield. And more mana shield. And town portal. And gold. And gold. And we'll just throw that there too. And... it's like cleaning out your closet. It feels so good. I don't really need money because I'm not really buying anything. I mean, maybe eventually, but... Yeah, walk all the way around to the other side. There we go. Always fun. Let's see here. Quests. So we did the Chamber of Bone. Halls of the Blind would be next. So we have 1 point in Guardian. It does... spells in Diablo 1 have... I think 10 levels, but maybe I'm wrong. Um, you can get 15 levels from books, and if you can get items that have the increased spell modifier, which is really rare in Diablo 1, I think. It's only on staves and a couple uniques. And you can get +5 to all spells. It would give you a maximum level of 20, according to a really old 17-year-old post on the internet. Interesting. So yeah, so you can take Firebolt to an absolute crazy high level. And then things like Guardian. Guardian actually shoots your current level of Firebolt to a minimum of level 1. I actually did the same thing in my Diablo 2 mod back in the day. Diablo 2 mod is effectively abandoned. It just was too time consuming, and this is where we were. This was hell. Because we were getting mobbed by these blue dudes. Going slow because I'm just trying to aggro something. Anybody here? There we go. These mudmen. And a level up. More dexterity. Never enough. Come on. One square at a time. Beautiful. Oh, there's some in here. Cautiously going around corners. Bookcases, always... Excuse me. I've got some hiccups or something. Oh, bookcases always give a book. Fun fact. Oh, I wasn't careful. Now I've aggroed like 3 of them. This is bad. But I'm much higher level than I was before when I was down here. So yeah, I can't read this because I need more magic. Magic did limit you on your skills. I was saying Guardian uses Firebolt. Dudes probably do lightning damage, huh? Come through the door. Oh, he's gonna path around the other side. He's not stupid. Alright, look at that. Gained like 3 health or something there. Can't kill me. Not 1v1 anyway. Any shield that gives us faster block speed might be worth wearing at this point. Although, this is a really good shield. Those dudes hurt. Might actually have to use a potion in here. Ah, gross. I don't want to use potions. It's trapped. I think this skill can fail, by the way. All the default character skills are they are based on level. Oh gosh. At least there's a doorway. Walk into my blade. He was hesitant. He was hesitant. I was just the AI stalling, but still kind of funny. These demons? Yeah, they're demons. That's an interesting sound effect. I like it. Like crumbling, muffled, something. I want to find like an amulet of the sky. Can I find an amulet of the sky? That would be pretty neato. Or, you know, the moon would be good too. Plus 10L attributes, something like that. Let's see here. I am going to have to cut the end here soon. Oh my goodness. I'm not even sure if this is the same one or if it's different ones coming back. Come on. Yeah, it's probably different ones coming back because they're running every time I hit them. Devilkin. Except for this is on hit and those are on kill. Come back! Oh my goodness. Scroll of lightning. Aha! Run from that. Scroll of teleport. I can't even... Oh my gosh, I can't read that for 81 magic. That is... Oh, an amulet. It is a quest item. I wouldn't be surprised if it has all stats as well. Might have light radius, though. I don't know. It's the Halls of the Blind, though. Right? A lot of dudes outside the door here. Oh no. Not these guys again. Might have to use a potion here. If I can... Okay, okay, okay. I get it. You don't like me. You're not nice. This is why you go slowly through the dungeon. It's a dungeon crawler, not a dungeon runner. Clearly. I think when ranged things miss, they actually go through enemies, giving them a second chance to hit. Since it's just on my mind now that I said chance to hit, here's some interesting points on chance to hit. In Diablo 1, I've already talked about it's linear in fashion, but the ranged weapons, like arrows, actually reduce their chance to hit the farther they travel. So, kind of like damage fall off, but more like chance fall off, right? Oh, you're just gonna wander all the way over here. Whoa, look at healing. That might be good to read. Seeing what time we got here. I want that amulet, but I'm sure there's a billion dudes in here that would muddy the works. I see you. You can't sneak up on me. Gotcha. One more. At least for now. I think they have to be out of eyesight or something for them to disappear. Max health. I don't know if this is devolution or the base game, but I love the golden text when you're max health. Your current health is maxed. Got him. Got him. Got them all. Okay. Well, wait. We'll wait a second. Ooh, pinning them in corners is good. Nice. Not identified. How dare you. I probably have to open this room, but I don't want to. Okay. We're gonna get back to town after killing these 2 or 3 dudes here. Okay. I was going to talk about chance to hit a little bit more. Magic actually has a chance to hit as well. So whether it is a fireball or an arrow or a sword, you've got different mechanics, but basically the same mechanics kind of playing out. I actually implemented this in my Diablo 2 mod back in the day, which wasn't that long ago. I only had abandoned it about a year ago. But the mod was under random iterations for a couple years at bare minimum. Okay, that was a lot of slashing. Maybe some hacking. Some slicing and dicing. If I were to make a Diablo game myself, I would probably mimic this. Having magic have a hit chance, having... This can just be sold. Having arrows have a drop-off. Things like that. Or javelins. Can I find the right button here? Okay, Book of Healing. 5 to magic. 1 damage to enemy. Light radius 20%. So it's giving us more vision. Not really what I want. Resist lightning and damage from enemies is nice. Damage from enemies, I think, comes after resistances. So that it... No. Comes before resistances so that it's not as strong. That's true in the first game, the second game too. Fun fact, in the second game, damage from enemies is split into 2 pieces. In Diablo 1, it's any damage. In Diablo 2, it's damage from physical and damage from magic. And when they say damage from magic, they mean any elemental. Anything that doesn't roll a 2-hit chance in Diablo 2 it gets damage reduction from the magic damage reduction stat. And it's actually the only way in the base game of Diablo 2 to resist magic damage. There's only a handful of enemies that do magic damage, such as, I believe, the serpents in the Valley of the Snakes. They do Bone Spear. A couple other enemies do, like, Bone Spirit type variants. And that's the only way to resist that damage, is the flat damage reduction. And that's found on various things, and it's highly underrated in Diablo 2 because we're so used to just stacking resist to maximum and walking through things. Anyway, I'm going to read this. I'll read that just for the sake of it. I can't use them because if I take this off...
Not enough mana.
Oh, maybe if I do have mana. Let's see here. Another interesting thing is reading a book gives you a very small amount of mana. Very small.
Not enough mana.
How much mana does it cost? 26. You'll see I have 22. I got 15. The potions are random. Go heal.
What ails you, my friend?
No, I don't want to buy items. Actually, you have... Oh yeah, you can get to potions of full rejuvenation eventually if you're super rich. I guess I'm just gonna wear it. It's good enough. Absorbs half a trap damage. Skill, teleport, blah blah blah. Yay, I wasted my mana. So, there you have it.
Well, what can I do for you?
Buy premium items. Quilted Armor of Vigor, 18 to Vitality. That's really good. I really like Diablo 1's item stuff. It is pure RNG. Different things can have different stuff. So you're not going to get block speed on a sword. But you can get all 4 stats on a sword. You can get Vitality, you can get Dexterity, you can get Strength. In my mod, I actually modified the Diablo 2 basis. My Diablo 2 mod from back in the day called Distilled. It's on my channel here. It's like 30 pages long of notes. I don't expect you to read them or even really glance at them, but one of the things I made is that only melee weapons can have like bonus to health, but this includes staves. And so you can get a staff that gets plus health plus mana. And then similarly, only magical weapons like orbs, wands, staves, maybe scepters even, only those can have plus to mana in the mod. And then because of this, a staff is basically the only thing that can have both mana and health. And then if it's two-handed, it can roll. It has a separate roll in the Diablo 2 mod that I made. It had a separate roll where the values are basically always doubled because you're losing an item slot when it's two-handed. And so a two-handed staff can have double health, double mana. It's just kind of neat. Whereas if you used a wand or an orb for the sorceress unique special equip item in Diablo 2, it could only roll mana. And it would only roll the one-handed mana bonus instead of the two-handed mana bonus. And so just things like that. I really like the Diablo 1 style. My Diablo Distilled mod, Diablo 2 Distilled mod, was very focused on trying to bring a bit more of Diablo 1 back in. So I added like the magic chance to hit in Diablo 1. It is actually based on your magic stat and the enemy level. So your chance to hit is your current magic, your max magic versus their level. And one of them is either ×2 or divided by 2. I think it's like, I think their level is maybe ×2, something like that. But I mean, it's same equation effectively. So if you couldn't hit them, you couldn't hit them. And interestingly enough, I added that to my Diablo 2 distilled mod, the magic chance to hit. The only things that didn't require hit chance was actually like things like firewall, immolation arrows, ground fire, poison gases from like poison javelin. And then I was thinking about like novas, lightning nova and stuff like that. I figured might make sense, poison nova, because it's literally just gases flying out. But I never got around to doing the novas. I just didn't like the idea of those being super freebies. But the ground stuff made sense, and they're not blockable. And then I also modified the code to make anything that uses 2-hit to be blockable. So you could block a fireball in my Diablo 2 mod, but you can't do that. I think you can do that. You can't do that in Path of Exile. You can do that in Diablo 2. I'm not huge into Path of Exile, so I don't know all the mechanics perfectly. But Path of Exile 2 decided to do something similar. Now, they did make you starve, but they didn't give you really cool items, in my opinion. You know, where you have really high, crazy stats when you do find an item, but you're starved until you do. It wasn't feast or famine. It wasn't feast and famine. It was just famine, in my opinion, and it just kind of dragged the game a bit for me. A buddy of mine bought the game, and we played a little bit of Path of Exile 2 back when it first came out. I haven't played it since, so I don't know what's been changed. It's still in early access, so you still have to like buy their currency to get access to the game. You do get the currency though, so who cares? If you're gonna play that game, you need the currency for stash tabs, generally. But I've always loved the just crazy high stats that you can get in Diablo 1, where you find an item and it just has that stat, and it's really cool. And if you get into Diablo 2 and you start looking at the affixes and how the system works, everything in Diablo 2 is basically cut in half or less. So in Diablo 1, you can find at level 1, you can find like +5 to strength. A full level of strength, right? It's 5 stats. In Diablo 2, you have twice as many levels, level 99 versus level 50. And if you find a +5 to strength, you just won't find a +5 to strength. You'll find a +1 or maybe a +2 to strength. And that's basically it. And it scales up much slower. So in Diablo 1, where I can find a +20 to magic and slap that in a ring or an amulet slot, +14 to vitality, you see that, you know? But if that was +14 to magic, I could use all sorts of spells without having to invest into magic. And so that suddenly changes how I want to play or how I can play. And it makes it very temporary. Like I can take it off, I can put it back on, stuff like that. And Diablo 1 was designed as a turn-based, true roguelike. I say true because there's, you know, all sorts of arguments. When I refer to like a roguelike like Hades, I typically call it a modern roguelike versus a true roguelike. Those are my definitions. So you're playing, you know, Faster Than Light, Hades, some other stuff. Those are, you know, those are modern roguelikes. They follow the modern formula. A true roguelike is technically turn-based and permadeath. There's no investment like Titan's Blood or Darkness or anything like that. Because it was like made in 1980 and it was literally text-based. But I digress, as I usually do at the end of videos. We'll continue forward in another session. I typically do these weekly, so hopefully you stick around. It is a pretty big time gap, but it's all the time I have to record and put them out. So if you made it this far, please subscribe. You just watched like an hour-long video. If you made it this far, please subscribe. You clearly liked it, or you fell asleep watching it. Something, I don't know. In that case, maybe don't subscribe, but you know, like the video, comment on the video, and naturally, I have a Discord for my YouTube channel, and my general modding projects and stuff like that. It's all kind of wrapped into one. It is the Green Room, because I am Zephyr Green. It is linked in the I don't know, extra links section on YouTube. So thanks for watching, and have a great day.